Hi guys, it's Marta from Mangrove, and today we're going to talk about conflict of values between founders. So, first question that we have here, how do we know it's a conflict of values, not a merit conflict? There are, in my opinion, two main signs. One, it looks like a merit conflict, but I'm presenting the data and arguments, or the other side is presenting the data and arguments, and someone is constantly saying, yes, but this is not what we're talking about, or yes, but this is not what I mean, or yes, but this is not about that. If you hear a lot of yes, but, it may mean that the person, or you are saying a lot of yes, but, it means that someone is agreeing with the merit, but he or she is not agreeing with something else, and that something else might be values. Second sign of a values conflict is a lot of emotions, especially anger, sometimes even rage, that arise during those discussions, kind of out of nowhere. If you feel that you are so angry and that if you make that decision that the other person is proposing, you will probably end up, I don't know, bankrupt, or your reputation will be ruined, or God knows what else, but you've got these catastrophic visions, it may mean that you are in the middle of a values conflict. If you experience that, stop. Stop talking and even kind of stop thinking, because during the conflict we're thinking as adversaries. So he's saying this, what I'm going to say next, blah, blah, blah. No, wait, stop. And then there is this question, what do I really want in this situation? Or what do I really think? How do I really feel? You need to stop for a second to ask yourself a question. Okay, if that's the case, it may be a values conflict. What are my values here that I feel might be compromised and I don't want them to be? Various answers appear. I want this company to be fast and effective. I'm a fast and effective person. Like, I am a fast and effective person. And if something is not fast enough, um, and if someone is not thinking about doing things fast enough, I'm like, oh God, I'm so angry. And then I realize that it is only because I believe that being really fast give you competitive advantage. That's something around a value. It's not an ethical value, but it's my personal value. If I see someone who is, I know, shouting or disregarding someone or being rude, that compromises my ethical and also personal values. So here I also feel a lot of anger because I'm thinking, Jesus, we are bad people. I don't want to be bad people. But it's sometimes difficult to understand my values during the conflict because the conversation is about merit. So if you realize that you are in the middle of conflict or values, or you may be, but the conversation still is around merit, stop that conversation and try to understand someone else's values in that particular situation. So it needs kind of a pit stop during this conflict, this conversation, and it needs to be addressed clearly. So you're saying, listen, I think we may be in a different conflict that we think we are. Let's look at our values here. Tell me, what are your assumptions? What is the general rule that you apply here? Because mine is this, and that. What is yours? And by establishing the general rules, assumptions, values, whatever question feels most suitable, you will be able kind of to get into the elevator and go up and look at that particular situation, that particular merit that you're discussing, as an example for a bigger assumption value, not merit, assumption value rule. Try to start conversation about assumptions, values, rules, and see whether you agree on that. If you agree on the basic assumptions, values, and rules, it means that you have only to agree on the ways to achieve that. That's simpler, that's merit conflict. So you are back to square one, but with the understanding that you share the goals, assumptions, values. If you appear to have different values, different assumptions, try to negotiate. It will take time. But once you do that, you will have a rule, a general rule that you will be able to apply to next situations of that kind as well. So worth the time. Sometimes it's really helpful to ask for a mediator. It can be a professional mediator, it can be a consultant, a person you trust, a coach, it can be us. We're doing that for our customers as well, if need be. And it gives you a third eye, an external perspective, the person who will take care for the form of the discussion, but also will help, with translation of one's arguments to another's language and so on and so on. Do not leave it unattended, because conflict of values tend to get bigger when they are left alone. They feed on things that have not been said, that things that have not been cleared out, discussed, and so on and so on. And they tend to be the secret, scary wardrobe monsters of many startups. Unfortunately, it happens quite often that when this scary monster gets out of the wardrobe, it actually eats the whole company and nothing is left, literally. So if there is anything from today that you should take, and hopefully will, if you feel that you may be in the middle of value conflict, do not postpone resolving it. Next video will be about personal conflict, and with that we'll probably end our section of talking about conflicts, and we'll move to something else, maybe a little bit more optimistic. And still, thank you for listening, and see you next time.